Hi, my name is Arika Lewinsky, and I'm the Senior Product Manager of the Progressive Delivery Group of the release stage here at GitLab. Today, I want to walk through what we plan to deliver in 13.2. We do have a planning issue that you can find under the Progressive Delivery Group if you want to read more in depth of more than what I want to explain now. So let's get started. So the first issue that I want to discuss is extend ECS template to support AWS Fairgate. And you might recall that we have been pushing a lot of features around streamlining AWS deployments, and we just want to make the experience of deploying to AWS very simple and integrated within GitLab. So we previously added support to deploy to ECS using either a GitLab CI YAML template, and then we connected it also to Auto DevOps. In this issue, what we want to do is extend the support to ECS Fairgate. Up until now, we only supported EC2. So what we simply are asking to do is add a new launch type called Fairgate, and then everything else will work just as before when the deploy target was ECS EC2. So I'm really excited about this. We've gotten a lot of feedback from the community, including some contributions. So excited to see that this is a really needed feature, and we're happy to be working on it and deliver on it. The next feature that I want to discuss is AdCancel Pipeline button to environments page. And this is a continuation of what we started to work on around post-deployment monitoring. The idea of post-deployment monitoring is that once you deployed something to production and you are monitoring it and some kind of alert comes in that something is not behaving as it should, you can basically take a decision to either automatic or manually stop the rollout or even roll back. So in our previous milestone, we were working on just adding the alerts into the environments page so that it's more visible. And now what we want to add is some kind of cancel button so that if you see an alert present, you can either manually press it and that will stop the rollout. And additional to that, we're also adding an auto cancel deployment set. So if the alert manager detects a critical alert on the pipeline, it will just stop the rollout. This is going to work very similarly to what we delivered in 12.9, which was skip outdated deployment jobs. So if there's a problem, just skips it. Another really interesting issue, we've discussed this before, but there's so much feedback and discussion around it that we keep changing according to the feedback that we're getting from the community, so thank you for that. And that's allow parent project developers to create pipelines for merge requests for forked MRs. So basically what we want to do in this issue is allow users that are forked to request from someone who has high enough permissions in the parent pipeline to run the pipeline for them so that you can see that nothing breaks. And this even helps us internally in GitLab with community contributions. And the first addition that we're going to see is on the merge request widget itself. You're going to see this new message saying that this pipeline is run in the fork pipelines context. Ask a maintainer to trigger this pipeline as part of the project's context if you are running from the forked MR. And in the parent project, the maintainer or reviewer will actually see a different note that says the pipeline is run from the fork project's context. So please make sure that you're doing a proper code review. So really excited also to move this forward. This is one of our most popular issues and one that's been around for a really long time. And we're really, really happy to be working on this. Another feature that we have related to progressive delivery theme and around feature flags, which is the highlight of progressive delivery, and something that we actually need really badly internally. When we started dogfooding our new feature flag subset, this came up. So we're adding a new strategy called flexible rollout strategy, which will actually replace our current percent rollout. And the way that it works is it gives maximum flexibility in terms of what you can actually define in your percent rollout. So today in percent rollout, you can set the strategy to be percent roulette, and you can set the percentage. So you can set it to 50%, 100%, 25%, whatever you choose. And now we're also adding the way that it handles stickiness. So we have a new type called flexible rollout. And you can still set the percentage, but you can also set what is the stickiness going to be based on. Is it going to be based on user ID or session ID or no stickiness? Or it really gives you more granularity of what you're going to configure with this strategy. So again, really, really happy to see feature flags progressing, something that we need internally here in GitLab. So we know that also external users are going to need this functionality. So those are our top deliverables for 13.2. We do have 2 planned community contributions that I'm also really happy to see. The first one is notifications for when pipelines are fixed. So this is actually already active on GitLab.com, but we're checking it out, and we plan to continue working on it. And basically, when a pipeline fails, you get notification that it fails. But when you fixed it and it succeeds, there is no notification. So we're adding this new notification that tells you that now your pipeline has been fixed. Just like any other notification at GitLab, you can decide to disable this notification if it bothers you. And here is a sample email that is shown that shows you that the pipeline has now been fixed. So really great community contribution. Always happy to see that. And the next community contribution that we have is actually related to the AWS Fairgate issue that I mentioned before. So this is a really, really nice improvement, again, by the community, that it extends our current deploy to ECS functionality by making sure that when you create a new revision of the task definition in ECS, it makes sure that all the attributes that were configured before, let's say memory or CPU or other things in the task and cluster configuration in AWS, are not forgotten and they're persistent. So that's all for 13.2 from our group. As always, please feel free to add any feedback or comments on the issues themselves, or email me at ogolowinski@gitlab.com. Looking forward to another great release, and I will see you next month.